Hi there, good evening, good day, good morning, or whatever time of day, night it is for you. My name is Rob Yates, and welcome to episode number 62 of Tetrakey TV. Brought to you today from the wonderful city of Seattle in the beautiful Pacific Northwest of the USA. I hope your day is going amazingly well, no matter where you are and what you're doing, and that you're achieving everything that it is that you wish to achieve. Certainly, I think that this year is proving to be full of abundance for many people, and for other people full of challenges, very much a mixed bag. And I've been thinking recently and listening to feedback that we're getting from this and emails that I'm getting from people and questions that clients are asking me. And tonight or this afternoon, or it's 12 o'clock here, this lunchtime, has been in my head for a Facebook Live Tetrakey TV session now for quite a while. And it's all going to be centered around the art, in inverted commas, of getting more business, getting more customers. Because when I look around at a lot of business owners, some more customers really would make a difference to them. Most businesses have a capacity for more business owners, more clients, and most business owners have a desire for it. There's a whole series of other things that we need to go and answer if we're going to pull more customers into the funnel, but let's save that for a different session, shall we? So that's what it is I want to bring to you this evening. This is episode number 62 of Tetrakey TV, which means that we've only got 198 left of 2017. What that really means for you is that you've experienced now over 1/5 of your working year. So have you achieved a fifth of your goals yet? There's a really, really good question. Are you on track to? And what is it that you need to do differently or extra in order to achieve that? So hi to Paul. Thank you for joining us this evening. Paul, it was a privilege to be on the Tributary Coaching Facebook Live last night and answer your questions that were very pertinent to your client base in Portland, Oregon. So if anybody's watching from Portland, Oregon, please connect with Paul. He's a coach who works with us and is pretty amazing. And he has his own Facebook Live session that happens every day. As with always in our Tetrakey TV sessions, please could you go and download our book. It's 25 chapters of beneficial business and performance information for you. And also at the end of each chapter, we have a thing called an accelerator, which is a series of activities that you can do to take the knowledge that we give you and put it into practice, so this stuff really starts to make a difference. As with ever, please click share, click like, give us a heart, or just follow us if you're on Instagram. So let's go and jump straight into this, if that's okay. The art of getting more business. Well, here's the thing, that the art of getting more business really, really is an art, but it's sort of an art within a structure. And I like to think of this as a 5-step structure. So let's run through that, what is, and then consider what the art is within the structure. And so number one, and if you've got any questions on this, please leave me a comment as a question on the way through this, and I will do my very best to answer them for you. So let's have a bit of Q&A in here as well. Number one is to go out and spend some time modelling who a good client is for you, or a great client is for you. The sort of client that if you were to meet 10 of them, 7 or 8 are very likely to purchase from you. So who are those people? Are they male or female? Are they of what age group? Are they an employee or an employer? Are they, I don't know, do they spend time doing what recreational activities? Who are they exactly? Where do they live? Are they living near to you? Are they living in the same location as you? Are they in a specific part of that location, or are they further afield? And what I want you to do is get down to the narrowest possible niche of who a good client is for you. So an example with that could be that your niche is female small to medium-sized business owners who live within a certain 20 block or 50 block area. They're aged between 44 and 48 and have 2 children that they juggle, so on and so forth. So we're going to get really specific. Now, that to a lot of business owners in and of itself feels threatening because they feel like they're closing their vision down and they're not being open to be able to service everybody. Here's the thing, that once you've got and you've maxed out that particular client group in a particular area, we can then go and move our focus somewhere else specific. But if you're going to go and attack your marketplace with a broad brushstroke, chances are people will always think, this isn't right for me, it's right for the person next door to me. You know, the person to my left or the person to my right. It's not for me. Whereas if we tailor our business to a very specific group of people, those people will think, I'm being spoken to right now. I'm being communicated to. I can see, feel and measure that this service or product offering will meet my need. And so let's get really specific. We don't have to get specific forever. However, what about this for an idea? How about you were to serve all of those people who you get really specific about within 5 miles, 10 miles of where you live? And then you were to go and concentrate on 5 miles or 10 miles to 20 miles away from where you live in a very specific chunk. If you imagine where you live as a dot in the middle and you break it up as a pie chart into equal size chunks of the pie, and then you go and concentrate further afield, and yet again you replicate that. You're very likely to go and wipe the floor in those areas looking for those specific people. Part of this specificity that's vitally important to you getting more business is how much is my product worth? How much does it cost? And how much disposable income do I need these people to have? Is my product something that I can always afford myself? Well, if that's the case, find more people in your socioeconomic bracket. But if it's not a product that you think you could afford for yourself easily, think about, well, who are these people who are in that bracket above? Get specific. Remember, we're looking for 8 out of 10 or 7 out of 10 of these people will buy for you when you find them. And it's far better to have 7 meetings of 10 very specific people who buy than it is to have 100 meetings and still only make 7 sales because we haven't been specific enough. So get specific. Next thing we need to do is start going out and doing legwork and knocking on doors. Yes, we need social media. We do, without a shadow of a doubt. We need to have a good Facebook profile, Snapchat, Instagram, maybe Twitter, LinkedIn, if that's the area of the world you're trading with. We need all of that stuff. All of that stuff really, for most small and medium-sized business owners, is a prop. It's part of what it is that we're doing. It adds congruence to our brand. It allows people to try before they buy, etc. But we need to get out and do the legwork. How many of these people are you physically seeing on a weekly basis of this niche group? How many of them are you getting in front of and getting yourself the opportunity to pitch what it is that you sell? If you want to be successful, I would suggest that as a small business owner, you need to be physically in front of 15 to 20 of these people on a weekly basis with the sole intent of pitching what it is that you've got to go and sell. So that means knocking on doors. That means calling receptionists of business owners. That means emails. And here's a top tip. It's very hard to ignore a phone call. It's even harder to ignore somebody who's turned up at your place of work to see you. It's very easy to ignore an email, and it's very easy to ignore social media. So emails and social media, yes, they fall part of what we need to do in terms of this legwork and knocking on doors. But if you're relying on that as your methodology, you are probably going to be ignored by a very large majority of the people who you send those emails to. It's about calling, it's about walking, it's about turning up and meeting people, it's about going to places where you know people will be and buying yourself that opportunity. You are hard to ignore in front of somebody. So get in front of as many people as possible. So do the legwork. That's stage number 2. Stage number 3 is if you've done the legwork and you are closing 7 out of 10 because you're being that specific, A, your time out and about meeting people will be reduced down. B, you're making sales. And C, number 3, now we need to deliver beyond expectation. And that can be as simple as just giving a client an extra phone call, dropping them a text message or a WhatsApp message, popping in and saying hi, introducing them to another client of yours because you know that relationship will be beneficial to them. Whatever it may well be, deliver beyond expectation. The adage of sell this much and deliver that much is highly appropriate, and find ways of delivering beyond expectation that are cost effective to you. Suddenly this person has bought this and got this, and they're now regarding you as a wonderful service provider, a problem solver, a genuine asset in their life. Nut number 4 is nurture those people. Metaphorically, cuddle them, look after them, check in with them, go above and beyond, especially if you're a new business that's got less than 40 clients at this point in time. Nurture, 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 nurture. You can do nothing better than just nurture and look after those people. Even when the end of your contract period has ended, keep in touch with them, phone them, call them, talk to them, diary it, make a plan for it. It costs you 7 times more to get a new client than it does to retain an old one. And a client is a client until they stop purchasing, but bear in mind what your purchasing cycle is for your product. For instance, Samsung aims to have a client purchase twice per year. That's their aim. And so that person remains as a customer for them for 2 to 3 years after the last purchase. They're still in touch, they're still in contact, they're still being pushed, they're still being looked after, they're still being metaphorically cuddled. So nurture, 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 even if they've fallen off the radar, and especially if they are a good to great client. They fit that model. Nurture, nurture, nurture. Ask for feedback from them. Invite them to free things. Get information from them. And here's a thing in that nurturing phase. When you've got that relationship, ask for a referral. Who is it that they know that they can introduce you to? So nurture. And the last point, number 5, is to return to number 1. Go back and reevaluate. Who are these great clients? Based upon the people who have purchased, remodel them. Consider, have I got everything I can get out of this one geographic area? And then move on, if you have. But if you haven't, go and re-hit that geographic area until you have got all of those great clients out of that geographic area, and then move on. But be specific. If you are not specific at number 1, you will never get more business. You can always expand it or change your specificity into a different direction at some point in time in the future. But be specific. So go back to number 1, reevaluate who's the great client, who's the 7 out or 8 out of 10 purchasing person, and then go and hit it. Go back through number 2, legwork and knocking on doors, networking, getting physically in front of people in person. Deliver beyond expectation, nurture, and then repeat, and repeat, and repeat, and repeat. Once you've saturated an area and you're busy nurturing, move on to a next area. And remember that no matter how busy you get, you need to keep looking for more businesses. Most business owners get really busy, and at that point in time, they deliver and nurture, and they stop looking for more business, or they stop putting their effort into business and marketing. And then when the business goes down, they then start repeating that, and you end up with a burnt out, exhausted business owner at that, because their business goes through these massive peaks and troughs. So keep this cycle going no matter what's happening. No matter what's happening, and keep specific. So there's the thought about the art of getting more business. If I could leave you with one thought, two thoughts actually. One is be specific, more specific. Better to go and find 10 people and sell to 8 than it is to find 100 people and nobody quite believes that you're selling to them. Number 2 is do the legwork. Get in front of people. Stop using email and Facebook and all that stuff as your this is my marketing strategy. Google, this is my marketing strategy. It is costing you money. It is 100% necessity. Don't get me wrong, you need it. But if that's your only form and your only thought process, you need to move on. You need to get in front of people and sell your stuff. So those are my thoughts for you this evening. Remember, of course, that a good client could be, if you're a corporate person, future employers. You know, those people who you want to go and work for. And then the same 5-step process repeats. So there we are. That's my thought for the evening. Art of getting more business for episode number 62 of Tetrakey TV. It's been a pleasure being with you. Please download the book and spend the next 24 hours putting this into practice. And please send us a message and let me know exactly how you're getting on with this. My name's Rob Yates, and it's been a pleasure. Either myself or Mark Hopkins will see you in 24 hours' time, and go and be amazing.